Hi everybody, welcome to Christian Homestead. My name is Jared. I was just wrapping up my night. I was ready to get in bed. We usually like to watch shows. Nowadays, we're like going through all the videos of the YouTube channel called How Ridiculous. We're starting at the very beginning and it's been very fun. So, as I was about to get off the computer, I looked at the homepage for YouTube and I saw that some people were going live because Israel has attacked Iran. So here's the answer to that question. We were wondering, is this going to happen? Before this point, I had done a few polls during live streams asking, what do you think would happen out of these three options? Number one, that there would be an agreement between the United States and Iran, and ultimately there would be peace. That was option number one. Or number two, were there going to be strikes? And then option number three, would there be strikes, but would those strikes lead to Armageddon? So now option one is off the table. Israel has struck. This is breaking news. I haven't had time to really look into it, so I'm just going to research this live. But there are plenty of videos on X right now. And what I've noticed right off the bat is a lot of these posts and reports are saying that there have been multiple strikes. It's not just like just one strike on one location. Israel radar says emergency situation declared nationwide, according to Channel 12 News in Israel. Let's see, the BBC has an article. It's one of these like live blogs. Let's see what they're let me see what they're saying. First images show smoke in Tehran. And I'll put this on the screen here. So you see large pillars of smoke, or you could say vapors of smoke. I actually just did a video talking about vapors of smoke. Joseph Smith, when he was in Salem, Massachusetts, he received section 111 of Doctrine and Covenants. And while there, the Lord commanded him to go on like a tour of historic sites in the area. And they went to New York as well. And there was the site of some place that burnt down. And Joseph Smith said that it was fulfillment of prophecy, or at least partial fulfillment of prophecy of how the scriptures talk about vapors of smoke. Well, we're getting some vapors of smoke right now in Iran. Okay. The BBC specifies 3 explosions heard in Tehran. I guess I better pull up so far. TZOFAR, so far. This is like a red alert website, and you can get it as an app. You may want to do this if you're interested in this story. This will alert you whenever Israel detects any sort of threat. And not just missiles, but also drones, aircraft, as well as potential ground incursions. So it covers a wide variety of threats. I haven't seen anything yet. And right here to the left, you see where it says alerts in the last 24 hours. So it seems like this just recently happened. Excuse me. Let me look at the dates or the timestamps on some of these posts. So we got 16 minutes. Well, no, let me look at the BBC blog. So according to this, if I'm understanding this right, their first post was from 26 minutes ago. Or wait, 35? Shouldn't that one be on the bottom? Okay, potentially 35 minutes ago. No, that's it. I don't understand how these timestamps work. Okay, forget the BBC thing. Let me go back here. 24 minutes, 29 minutes, 17, 31. Here's one 37 minutes ago. This is Noga Tarnopolsky. I believe she's an Israeli. She's kind of like anti-Netanyahu, and it seems like she's very liberal. But I follow her because she posts good information. Breaking: Israel has launched a preemptive attack against Iran. Israelis are instructed to remain close to shelters. Yeah, because if Iran makes good on its word, it's going to be sending ballistic missiles over there pretty soon. And this time it may be more than last time. I've seen reports that have said that they've been able to rebuild their stockpile. During the 12-day war, there was an ongoing story about how much of its missile arsenal had been depleted, and that there was only a certain percentage left. Well, that was, last year, and I guess they have rebuilt at least some of it, if not all of it. There's also the prospect of Hezbollah joining this. But there's just been all sorts of reports. It's hard to know exactly what to believe. This is from OSINT Defender. Here's a few different pictures of pillars of smoke from airstrikes. Photos and video now emerging from Tehran and surrounding areas of explosions, as Israeli media says that preemptive strikes against Iran have been carried out. Early reports and footage of possible Tomahawk land attack missiles en route over Iraq have also surfaced. All right. Let me check the chat really quick. Pac-Man says China and then puts a Chinese flag. The one says, wait, what? Were you not expecting this? The one? I guess I wasn't either. I guess my best guess was that the United States would be the first to attack. And then after that, my next best guess was that Iran would do a preemptive strike. But my last guess was that Israel would do the preemptive strike. So I was dead wrong. Pam Metcalf says, yikes. PT says, oh, when I read that people were leaving the embassy in Israel, I suspected that something was going to happen. Yeah, that's been some of the big news. Over the last few days, there's been more and more announcements of embassies being evacuated of various countries, as well as countries issuing warnings to their citizens in the region that they should leave. I've seen a lot of that. The one says, did you hear that Afghanistan and another nation are at war now? I can't remember the other nation. Yeah, it's Afghanistan and Pakistan. There's some kind of border dispute over, territory that goes all the way back to when the British carved up the Middle East. From what I could tell, that was like the root of the conflict. So I don't know. But yeah, I saw that. Apparently the prime minister or whatever of Pakistan has openly said that they're at war with Afghanistan. Tracy Wavra, Salt Lake City, has BYU Jerusalem been evacuated? I don't know. That's a good question. Let me see if they have anything on their website. BYU Jerusalem Center. I believe there's like a kind of like a part of the website that gives like updates on things like this. For students. Sorry, I'm trying to see if there's... I remember there being a message on here like after the October 7th attacks. Maybe it was just on the homepage though. Maybe there was like a banner. I can't remember exactly what it was. For latest news and events, follow us on social media. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go to Facebook. They don't have anything posted. Let me check their X account. I'm sure that they would post across all their platforms at the same time. But yeah, the most recent post from the BYU Jerusalem Center, or actually it just takes you to BYU Religious Education, not specifically the BYU Jerusalem Center, but the last post on that account was October 13th of last year. So it doesn't seem like it so far. PT says, I was just going to sleep when this popped up. Yeah, you and I both. Well, I was going to watch some shows like we usually do before going to bed. Butterfly Cuber says, I was getting ready for bed when I got to... Everybody was getting ready for bed. What time is it where you guys are at? Here, it's 1 a.m. Central Time. And then, of course, in Utah, which is Mountain Time, it's only midnight. Dawn Starplay says, not sure why my comment would be deleted. My bad, I guess. I don't know. I haven't deleted anything. Sometimes YouTube does that automatically. I don't know if I have any moderators in here, but Studerje says Afghanistan and Pakistan are fighting each other right now. Yep. And then Gabriel Edelibertu says, here we are. I really believe Armageddon is unfolding before our eyes. I tend to think that as well. It's hard to see exactly how it would get to that. Based on everything that I've read, like, I can't imagine Iran itself invading Israel, but there may be other forces at play, and things could play out in ways that we don't expect. Like I said, there's many Muslims in Israel itself. You have Palestinians, you have them in Gaza, you have them in the West Bank. Even though Gaza has gone through this whole war with Israel, Hamas and Israel, so I think they're kind of depleted, but they still have manpower. And then you have Muslims throughout Israel itself. So what if just there was a huge outrage across the Middle East about this, and just everybody rose up? I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of unpredictable. Anyway, let's see. Ryan Sellers, Armageddon soon. Woodcraft Supply Corner. Sorry. I've been talking, like I just got done doing a video, so my voice is kind of rough right now. Woodcraft Supply Corner. Did you see Russia and China are stationed in the Strait too? They aren't moving. Yeah, I have seen that. I know that I think both of them and Iran have done war drills in the Strait of Hormuz or something like that. Hawaii Gambit, a rooster just crowed 3 times outside my window. I used to have roosters. Oh, Jen is here from Christian Fire Poppy. She is currently in Hawaii on vacation. She says 9 p.m. in I don't know how to pronounce it. Kauai? It's still early here. Okay, let me take a look at X and let's see if there's any new developments. Just more confirmation. This is from 37 minutes ago. Israel's defense minister says Israel has launched a preemptive strike against Iran to remove threats to the state. That's from Mario Nafal. Let me refresh this, and then let me refresh the BBC feed. It says, this is the most recent one. Sirens have sounded across Israel. That's according to BBC on their website. I'm not seeing anything on so far right now. If you see anything, let me know. Like if you have the app. I have the app too, but nothing has come through on my phone. Okay, but I'll take their word for it. Sirens across Israel around 8:15 local time, alerting people of the threat of a possible missile attack. The Israeli strikes happen amid diplomatic efforts between U.S. and Iranian officials for a deal to curb Iran's nuclear program and avert a war, and negotiations were expected to continue next week. Well, were they? Were they really? I'm not so sure that Israel is, just going rogue right now. I would imagine, but I'm no expert, that they would have let the United States know, maybe even coordinated this. Maybe it's part of like the broader strategy against Iran. He seems to be saying that maybe this was like, it says sirens. I wonder if they have like warning sirens, not so much for like incoming missiles, but like initially just to let the population know, hey, check official messages from the government, to check your, maybe they send out text messages, although they probably would have said that in this article. I don't know. Would they do sirens simply as, hey, be ready to head for the bomb shelter? Or is it because they've detected incoming ballistic missiles? Recently, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had warned of what they described as a threat posed to his country by Iran's ballistic missiles, and expressed his opposition to a deal that focused only on Iran's nuclear program. And then here's the next most recent report says, explosions in north and east of Tehran, Iranian media. Further reports of explosions in Tehran are now emerging in Iranian media. The state-affiliated Fars news agency in Iran is reporting that several new explosions were heard in the north and east of Tehran. So I'm guessing it seems like that would be in addition to the initial three. Yeah, because down here, it said there were the 3 explosions. So it seems like there's been more in addition to the 3. So Iran's state-run rolling news channel, IRINN, aired a pre-recorded footage of pro-establishment rallies accompanied by music and archived remarks from Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, calling for unity against quote-unquote enemies, alongside interviews with supporters of the Islamic Republic opposing foreign intervention. That's all according to BBC. Now, let's head over to X and see if there's anything new there. According to Israel Radar, which they say is according to Channel 12, intelligence headquarters bombed, IRGC bases near Iranian capital also under attack. Israel's using very heavy munitions. This suggests attacks on deeply fortified sites and or senior leadership. OSINT Defender says, 2 big updates here. Israeli media outlets have now reportedly said that several assassination strikes were carried out against Iran. New York Times and Wall Street Journal confirm that it is indeed a joint U.S.-Israeli operation. Okay, so it's not just, according to that, it's not just Israel jumping the gun. OSINT Technical says, I'll put this on the screen. Civilian air traffic nightmare right now after Israel's preemptive missile strike on Iran, with dozens of civilian aircraft in the air, both in Iraq and Iran. I want to check some of these other news outlets. The Times of Israel reports U.S. and Israel carried out this morning's strikes. It just seemed to me like it had to happen at some point. I don't think anyone truly, in their heart of hearts, believed that they were going to strike some kind of deal. Even though some of you reported that way, did you really truly think that it would happen? Let me know in the comments or in the chat. I mean, some of you voted that way, but was there a part of you that was like, well, but really, probably not? The Times of Israel: Israelis told to stay near safe rooms after sirens wail. So, I guess those sirens that we were talking about earlier, this makes it seem like it was just like an initial warning, like a heads up, like be prepared to go to bomb shelters. um, so, Israeli opposition leaders give their support to the strikes on Iran carried out in a joint operation by Israel and the U.S. Quote, I want to remind us all, the people of Israel are strong. The IDF and the Air Force are strong. The strongest power in the world stands with you, writes opposition leader Yair Lapid. Yeah, the last time that we did a video about this, he was talking about the fact that if there is war with Iran, there's not going to be politics. Like, everyone needs to put the politicking aside, and they're going to be united. So that's good. And then he says, in moments like these, we stand together and we win together. There's no coalition and no opposition, only one people and one IDF with all of us behind them. Yisrael Beitenu chairman Avigdor Lieberman references the upcoming Purim festival set to begin Monday evening. Quote, we overcame Haman, we will overcome Khamenei too. Yeah, I've seen people reference that, how Purim is coming up. It's the story about how the Jews were saved while in captivity. There was a moment where there was a threat from Haman, who I can't remember what his position was, but he was high up in the government, and he wanted to kill the Jews. But Esther married the king, and through a certain series of events, like it turned on Haman's head, and him and those that were with him were the ones that were killed, and the Jews were saved. And so it's a story from the Bible. It's celebrated as a holiday in Judaism. Update from the Times of Israel: Iraq shuttering airspace after U.S. Israel strike Iran. Okay, so here's, I guess, the different cities. So at first, we heard of 3 blasts in Tehran, and then there were more reports coming in of explosions in other locations. This is from 5 minutes ago, Times of Israel. Blast reported in Tehran, Isfahan, Karaj, and Kermanshah. Seven minutes ago, IDF oh my gosh, it's late. IDF Home Front Command, Israel braced for Iranian attacks. Israelis will be alerted in good time. For now, Israelis have been told to stay near safe rooms. I wonder if during this live stream, if we're going to get alerts on so far. Again, if you want to check this yourself, it's here. I'll put the link. I'll put the link in the chat. Let's see. That's the website. You can also look it up in your app store, and you should be able to get the app. I would recommend, like, you can search Red Alert, and there's two apps that are similar. I would recommend the one by Sofar, Tzofar, Sofar. I feel like that's the better one. That's my preference. But I wonder how long it would take for them to respond, because I saw reports saying that they were already like getting certain things in position, and this was like over the last few days. So I'll have to see what happens. I don't want to go too long because I do want to go to bed tonight. The latest update on Times of Israel report: joint U.S.-Israeli operation planned for months. Daylight attack intended to surprise Iran. The source says, they told Channel 12, they said it's going to be, okay, the source says Israel is going, quote unquote, all out in this operation, and the U.S. is, quote unquote, on the same page. All out. Which doesn't surprise me. We've talked about the fact that Trump, it feels like he wants to create a legacy for himself. And I'm not saying that he's doing this for selfish reasons. I think that, yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Iran has gotten this far, that nobody has really stopped them, or there hasn't been a regime change. And I feel like he's serious about this, and the buck stops here. He doesn't want this problem with Iran to continue for years and decades to come. So putting it all together, it seemed to me like they probably would go all out, and that they would absolutely go for regime change. I think they knew that these negotiations weren't going to work, but they were going to do it in good faith and for the whole world to see, and give Iran plenty of time. But I think they knew that it wasn't going to work, and that this was truly the plan A. I guess it's plan B, but I think they knew that this was going to happen, and I think that's what we're going to see. And the big question that I have on my mind is Iran going to activate Hezbollah? Is Yemen going to go all out? Are all the different allies, all the different parts of this axis, this Iranian axis, are they all going to join in now because this is their final move? I'm going to let's go to another website. The latest on BBC says Israel and Iran close airspace. So now, before it was Iraq that closed their airspace, now Israel and Iran are also closing their airspace. let's go back to X. Reuters reports that Khamenei has been moved to a secure location out of Tehran. Reuters says, oh no, sorry, this is just OSINT Defender. Key government facilities across Tehran and Iran are being targeted as a reported second wave, including the presidential palace. Here's a graphic of, I guess, the places that are reportedly struck so far. So it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If this graphic is accurate, and I believe that it is, OSIN Technical is a account that I consider credible. Israel Radar says, Mossad in message to Iranian citizens, we're with you. Together we'll restore Iran's glory days. Mari Nafal, U.S. official confirms airstrike on Iran will be, quote unquote, extensive. UK report, initial reports that Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian was targeted. A post by Ambassador Mike Huckabee. We are encouraging all embassy team and families and U.S. citizens in Israel to be prepared for home front command alerts and sirens. Stay near shelters and take immediate action at the sound of alerts or sirens. I can, but I can't believe that this is happening right now. It's one of those things where it feels like, it's like never going to happen. But then all of a sudden, when you're ready to go to bed, it does. There's probably a little lesson in that as we're thinking about the second coming. And all the time, it's always like, well, I don't think it's going to be this year. I don't think it's going to be within the next 5 years, but maybe, 5 to 10 years from now. I'm looking at 2030, 2033, 2034. One day it's going to happen, you guys. According to Sprinter Press, targeted sites in Tehran include Ministry of Intelligence, Ministry of Defense, Office of Supreme Leader, Iranian Atomic Energy Agency, and Partchin. I don't know what that is. Emmanuel Fabian says, Israel is preparing for several days of conflict with Iran. An Israeli official says, the strikes carried out this morning conducted jointly with U.S. Targeted Iranian regime and military sites, according to official. They think it's only going to take a few days because, last year during the 12-day war, it seems like that was a much smaller conflict compared to what's about to happen here. And that went for 12 days. It was not for several days, unless there's like some part of their plan, like some kind of weapon system uh, that they didn't use last time that would expedite the process. I'm checking Times of Israel again. Oh yeah, they're also saying Israel preparing for several days of conflict. How could it only be several days? That doesn't seem to make sense to me. Let's see, latest post on BBC. Israel has woken up this morning at war with Iran for the second time in less than a year. Tel Aviv beaches are largely empty this weekend morning as the city waits for Iran's response. Memories are fresh here of Iranian ballistic missiles slamming into apartment blocks during the 12-day war last June. Iran's own air defenses were severely depleted in that war, and its key nuclear sites badly damaged. But where Israel sees an opportunity to strike its regional enemy, Iran's weakness may become a reason for it to respond more forcefully than in the past. Yeah. They must know that this is the end for them. So if you're going to go out, I would think that you would go out especially with their ideology if they're serious about it. Otherwise, it's like, okay, yeah, this is done now. We're gonna bow out and leave. Let me check the live stream here, the chat. Brooke Bowden. So I'm just starting this from the beginning, so I don't know what you've covered or not. But the church just put out a video that is highly Second Coming-esque, and it just ended saying March 1st. Well, which one? Like, where do you find it, and who's in it? Where'd you see it? When was it posted today? Let's see, JT. Hi, Jared. This is Jan from Perth, Australia. Thanks for all you do. You are rally in point with all things last days. Oh, like really on point with all things last days. I must say that me and many others are on the same page. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that you find value in my channel. Perth is where How Ridiculous is from. I was about to get off the computer. I was done making the video for tomorrow. And right now we're watching the YouTube channel called How Ridiculous from the very beginning. And they are from Perth. It's one of my favorite YouTube channels because it's very lighthearted and they do really cool stuff. Why can't it Jared for the Pulitzer Prize? You can't sleep through Armageddon. Nope. No, you can't. Darren Bassett, morning from England. Just woken up to this news. Yeah. Did anybody expect that it was going to happen this soon? Like, when did you think it was going to happen? If you thought it was going to happen, did you think it was going to happen this soon? I'm going to check for updates. I'm not seeing any updates yet. on BBC or Times of Israel. No, not that, not that. Fox News has one of those live um, blog post articles, but they only have one post so far. Six minutes ago, this is New York Times. Ahead of the strikes, U.S. officials said they expected that Iran would retaliate swiftly against any attack and likely launch missile strikes on American bases and embassies. Tehran's proxy network of paramilitary forces is also expected to strike at American interests in the region. The reason for the sizable military buildup was in part to protect American bases from any Iranian counterattack. There's not much more than that. Let me go to X. Actually, let me check the chat. Did anybody answer that question? When did you think that the strikes were going to happen? UT Digger, yes, we have seen additional military activity out of Hill Air Force Base on the base in West Jordan. I knew it was coming, just not exactly when, but I thought it would be soon. Buck Rogers, Iran is much more sophisticated than Iraq and much more mountainous. It's also pretty sizable, larger than Alaska, so I don't think this is going to be a quick, easy conflict. I guess it depends on if the Iranians are successfully able to take over the government and change the regime themselves. As far as like if there was like and I don't think that this is in the plans at all, if there was like a ground war like there was with Iraq and Afghanistan, then yeah, you're right. I'm not sure if it's going to get to that point, but I guess anything's possible. Hawaii Gambit says, I thought it was a few years away. JT, I'm surprised it took this long. So yes, I expected it. January. Lewis Leonard said, I thought it would have happened by now. Tracy Wavra says, I thought there'd be a bit more time for Americans to evacuate, but I guess that was part of the surprise. Chapina USA says, going to bed. Thanks for the update. No problem. Sleep well. Hopefully you wake up to the second coming and Christ coming to the Jews. Hawaii Gambit. But rumor is that on July 4th, 250th anniversary of our nation, Trump's announcing we have evidence of extraterrestrials, recovered alien crafts. Yeah, I've seen like the news about that kind of stuff. I don't expect that there's going to be any big revelations myself, but I'll have to do another alien video at some point because there is like a lot of strangeness with this whole UFO alien topic. It's become a thing over the last like 10, 15 years, and I tend to feel like the adversary could be part of that. But I'll have to do a video about it sometime to share all my thoughts. Israel names its operation against Iran Lion's Roar. Which, I don't know. It's kind of interesting because a lot of times Christ is compared to a lion, right? And I'm pretty sure the lion is the symbol of the tribe of Judah, and it's associated with the house of David, I think. Um, Whatever. I'm not going to look it up right now. So the operation is called Lion's Roar. U.S. strikes on Iran being carried out from air and sea. Ex-IDF intel chief goal is to dramatically weaken the regime and its military capabilities. Well, is it just that, or are they trying to change the regime? I guess we'll see what happens. He says, you cannot bring down a regime from the air. Yeah, but I wonder if they have plans to somehow mobilize the population and get them to do it. He says there is no doubt that Iran will try to respond, but it faces the strategic decision on whether to fire back with everything it can or try to get back to negotiations. Well, so far there haven't been any alerts for Israel, but I don't know if it's too soon. On BBC, Trump confirms U.S. involved in attack on Iran. So this is the first that I'm hearing anything from President Trump. He has posted an 8-minute video on his social media platform, Truth Social, and confirms that the U.S. was involved in the attack on Iran. And then they say, we are still listening to the video and Trump's full remarks. Israel radar says massive assault on Iranian missile sites. Initial attack aimed to neutralize planned Iran's missile retaliation, targeting launchers above and below ground that were ready to fire. Multiple sites linked to Iran's missile program bombed. And yeah, I feel like that just makes sense. You would take out their ability to. I guess I don't know. I'm not a military person. I don't know what's best. That sounds like a good idea to me. Iranian official to Reuters. Tehran preparing for retaliation. The response will be crushing. Well, I guess we'll see. It wasn't in the 12-day war, and I seem to recall them using that kind of verbiage. Trey Yingst with Fox News is confirming that report that Iran is saying that there's going to be a crushing, quote unquote, response. Senior Israeli source tells Channel 12 all Iranian leaders are a target. According to Visegrad 24, preparations are underway for an initial 4 days of intense joint strikes, and Tehran, quote unquote, will not look the same the day after. UK report says that the name of the Israeli operation is the Shield of Judah. So I wonder if like the entire operation, like the joint operation between Israel and the United States, is Lion's Roar, and Israel has a name for its own part of the operation, the Shield of Judah. I'm not clear on that right now. BBC has listened to more of Trump's 8-minute video and says Trump has said the U.S. has launched, quote unquote, major combat operations. Still no alerts. Oh my gosh. Still no alerts on so far. So I guess they haven't detected any incoming missiles from Iran yet. Times of Israel has more from Trump's message. Quote, our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people, Trump said. Five minutes ago, as the country braces for Iranian retaliation, several Israeli hospitals say they are preparing to move patients to fortified shelters or underground shelters. Israel's health ministry said it had ordered medical centers to discharge those who do not need immediate hospitalization. Oh my gosh, it's already almost been an hour. We're at like 54 minutes right now. Oh, holy cow. Additionally, officials have told the New York Times that this operation will be far more widespread and extensive than Operation Midnight Hammer from last year. This might be the same commentary where the person said that Iran's response is going to be crushing. But Iranian official to Reuters, Tehran is preparing to respond, and the response will be devastating. Israel Radar says Israel bombed Hezbollah this morning to disrupt early detection sites, prevent Hezbollah from giving Iran early warning about Israeli strike, according to Ynet. And I meant to mention this, I think the last time that I did a live stream, but there were reports that Israel had taken out the commanders of Hezbollah's like missile units. Like the units over its like rockets. Israeli media, according to Chaudhry Parvez, claims Amir Hatami, commander in chief of the Iranian army, has been killed, but not confirmed yet. More from that Trump video. Trump says, "We tried to make a deal. We sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried." He adds that we're going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally obliterated. Oh, thank you, Hawaii Gambit, for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate it. He says Jared running the new CNN or something. Um, Maybe they should hire me at Israel 365 News. Christian Homestead News Nation. CHNN. Let's see. Carol Martin says, we may not know day or hour, but history and scripture told us this was coming. Yeah, potentially. If this is it, I feel like in some way it could be, but I don't know. Don Potts says, hopefully this will end with regime change. Carol Martin, we know we are in the final preparations before Second Advent through teaching of the church. Why Gambit? Anyone else playing It's the End of the World and I Feel Fine by REM? You know, every year, usually on New Year's Day, I'll do one video where I play copyrighted music. There's like you can check what songs are copyrighted, and there's a bunch of them where the artist allows you to use the song, but you just can't monetize the video. But it doesn't count as a copyright strike. And so I take that hit usually once a year and I play Belinda Carlisle's Heaven on Earth song because it's, perfect for this channel as we're thinking about Zion and having heaven on earth in a sense. But I have considered doing that like one of these years. Okay. Geoffrey says, I noticed recently when you mentioned Stefan Burns, and he has really been on the craziness of the sun's activity, earthquakes and volcanoes really increasing in activity. Yeah. I mean, I watch him sometimes. I don't know if I totally buy into his thing about solar activity affecting earthquakes, but I think it's plausible. I don't know, but I feel like he gives a lot of good information. Julie Burt, my friend in Israel after 9 p.m. Mountain. I checked on her to see if she was getting evaluated, or like that's probably evacuated. She said, no, nothing has changed here. They just allowed non-essential embassy workers to leave if they want to. Improve your life. This is something thousands of years in the making. Yeah. Excuse me. Potentially. At the very least, this has been in the making since the 70s with the Iranian Revolution. This has been one of the big bad guys in the background my entire life. There's always been, the concern about Iran trying to destroy Israel, trying to develop nuclear weapons. And at the very least, I think that this is probably the end of that story, but it could be the end of the story with Christ coming to the Jews in Jerusalem. I don't know. Anthony Marco, thank you, Jared. Watching your videos on the daily and appreciate all your efforts in sharing the truth and inspiring so many. Carry on, brother. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad that you enjoy the channel. I do the best that I can. It's not perfect, but I give it all that I got. UK report. Security official in Israel, quote, the Iranians were very surprised by the daytime attack, preparing in the first stage for 4 days of powerful combined attacks. Tehran will not see the same thing the day after. From that 8-minute video that Trump did, Trump warns Iranians to shelter in place for now, then, quote, take over your government. It will be your only chance for generations. So yeah, there it is. There was that earlier commentary from an expert who said that you can't you can't affect regime change from the air, like through strikes, like what they're doing right now. And I said, well, yeah, but it seems like they've been trying. The United States and Israel has been trying to get the Iranians to do it. And so Trump is saying, this will be your only chance for generations. Because, yeah, we're not going to do this again, I don't think, unless something crazy happens. Channel 12. Many killed and wounded among Revolutionary Guard forces. U.S. and Israel plans days of intensive strikes. Cyber attacks are also underway, disrupting Iranian communication. Trump says this is an all-out war, aiming to destroy Iranian nuclear and missile program, pave way for Iranian people to take over. The aim is to topple the Iranian regime. What time is it right now? Oh my gosh, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning here. Let me just check really quick and see if there's anything else, like any other big things. President Trump describes the operation against Iran as, quote unquote, massive and ongoing. Again, I don't know whether to be surprised that there haven't been any alerts in Israel of incoming missiles, because it seemed like it didn't take too long for them to launch missiles from Iran. I think the amount of time to get from Iran to Israel was something like 15 minutes, like maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes, like in that range, I think. And well, I mean, this has been going on now for, it seems like it's been going, okay, we've been doing this for an hour and 5 minutes. And when I first got on here, it seemed like it had happened about 30 to 40 minutes before. So it seems like they've had plenty of time to retaliate already if they were going to shoot anything toward Israel. I haven't seen anything about them attacking American bases yet. Again, I would think that it would be all but certain that they would attack Israel. Maybe in addition to American bases. Trump indicates goal of Iran strikes is to topple regime, tells Iranian people, when we're finished, take over your government. Okay, there's a partial transcript here. Trump said to members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or in the alternative, face certain death. Lay down your arms, you'll be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death. To the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you've asked for America's help, but you never got it. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass. It's going to be a very interesting 24, 48 hours, 72 and beyond week. This might be the end of this like story that I've been watching unfold my whole life. If this just is isolated to Iran and it doesn't become Armageddon, it's surreal for me to think that this could be the end of this story if if they're successful in toppling the regime. It's going to be very strange, very surreal, very good. Exiled Iranian Reza Pahlavi. I think he's the, what would you call it? Like the prince or king, like the exiled royalty of Iran, calls for Iranians to take their country back. My dear compatriots, moments of destiny lie ahead of us. The aid that the President of the United States promised to the brave people of Iran has now arrived. This is a humanitarian intervention, and its target is the Islamic Republic, its repressive apparatus, and its machinery of slaughter, not the country and great nation of Iran. But even with the arrival of this aid, excuse me, the final victory will still be forged by our hands. It is we, the people of Iran, who will finish the job in this final battle. The time to return to the streets is near. Well, we'll see if it's the final battle for Iran. We'll see if it's the final battle for Israel and the final battle for Earth. We'll see how it goes. Now that the Islamic Republic is collapsing, my message to the country's military, police, and security forces is clear. I had to sneeze. Excuse me. You have a sworn oath to protect Iran and the Iranian people, not the Islamic Republic and its leaders. Your duty is to defend the people, not a regime that has taken our homeland hostage through repression and crime. Join the people and help bring about a stable and secure transition. Otherwise, you will go down with Khamenei's sinking ship and his regime. That's the other piece to this puzzle, right? What are the police and the military going to do? Are there some of them that have had the thought, look, this is the end? Like, we were able to stick with it during the 12-day war in other times as well. But maybe some of them realize this is it. And yeah, it's not worth dying for a sinking ship. This is the end. So I'm not doing this anymore. Immunity sounds good to me. So maybe the military is going to fall apart, or there's going to be defectors. Reports that the Iranian president is in full health, so he has not been taken out. There are not a lot of updates on these live blogs on these news websites. If there are updates, they're mostly just repeating what Trump said during his video. What's going to happen now? Let's go to the chat. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the super chat. Trent Bark Duel. Thanks for all you do, Jared. Heard in a recent video that you were having a few rough weeks and that going to the temple more has helped you out. Take your wife out and to a nice dinner for us. Hurrah for Israel. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, it has been a little bit rough lately. Things are seeming a little bit better, but I really think that going to the temple does help. There's blessings that come with that. There's protection. There's additional strength, I think, both physical and spiritual. I really think now is a good time to go to the temple. Just like President Nelson said in his talk, I don't know what year it was, if it was 2023, but his final talk of one of those general conferences around that time frame was focus on the temple. And recently, President Oaks has been very concerned about deception and having the influence of the Holy Ghost. And if you don't, you will be deceived. So going to the temple obviously helps with that. So I think now, especially when we're seeing things like this unfold, we should like really stay close to the Lord, gather to the stakes of Zion, but go to his house. And that's one of the best things that you can do. Carol Martin says, so for those who don't know, the phrase final preparation was used by Bruce R. McConkie and just recently by President Oaks. Look up Amalek on Wikipedia and BRICS nations. Iran is at the center. Yeah. Well, final preparation, I think it was President Eyring who said final preparation. Unless President Oaks said it too. I'd be really interested in that quote. Patrick Mobile Homes. In this day and age, doesn't it seem that Jesus' return would be televised? Yeah, I think so. With everybody owning smartphones, it would definitely show up. It would probably first show up on X, most likely. Flypole, we're getting close. However, we still have rainbows. I've heard that Joe Smith Papers mentions the Lord will return in the year that there are no rainbows. Do a search on my channel for my rainbow videos because I have lots to point out about that, but I can't cover that here. I'm not waiting for, the conclusion that I've come to for myself, just in short, is if there's a rainbow in a particular year, I don't think that that's a sign that it's not going to happen. I know the prophecy, but just go watch my videos and you'll understand why I'm saying that. Mrs. Chef Yoda. Oh. I think... Wasn't it? What? You heard that right? Oh yeah, here we go. So far, Homefront Command early warning. Due to the detection of missile launches, alerts may be activated in the coming minutes across the country. So it has it has the whole area highlighted. Okay, I guess I'll stay on here for a little bit more. I guess I'll just be sleeping all day tomorrow. Well, I don't know why it doesn't show it on the website, or I guess I just don't know where to find it. But on the app, it has recent alerts. It says full archive on the website, but I don't see anything there. But anyway, on the app, so it has another alert before this one that I just read. This first alert must have gone along with the sirens that we were reading about earlier. There were reports that there were sirens going off in Israel, and from what I gathered, it seemed like they were like warning, like initial heads up sirens. Not that there was a detection of missiles incoming, but that it was probably going to happen soon, and stay close to bomb shelters. So I think I see that notification here on the app. That was a while ago, and now this one that we just heard says due to the detection of missile launches, alerts may be activated in coming minutes. That must mean that it's coming from Iran, because if it was coming from Hezbollah, I don't think there is really like initial alerts. There's not enough time, I don't think. But if it's coming from Iran, it has to cross Um, Let me look at the map here. Has to cross Iraq and potentially parts of Syria, Jordan, maybe Saudi Arabia. I don't know. Like if they're firing missiles to the south, it seems like missiles would have to go over a portion of Saudi Arabia. Um, I guess there could also be missiles coming from Yemen, so maybe that's where they're coming from. Oh, here's the first alerts. um, so these alerts are in the north. So I don't know if, jeez, I'm going to turn the volume down. Yeah. Northern Golan, confrontation line, Upper Galilee. So maybe these are coming from Hezbollah. Let me turn this off for now. I want to, oh wait, volume level. It's freezing. Sorry, I don't mean to, gosh, I can't close out of that. Okay. All of these here, sorry, let me put it on the, geez, let me put it on here. So far they've all been up here. This is the extreme north of Israel along the border with Lebanon. So maybe these are Hezbollah rockets. Let's see, I can click on that and then we can see the entire thing. Yeah, so this area up here. There's still more. Just remember, or if you didn't know, these these red place markers, they don't necessarily represent individual rockets. These are just areas that could be struck by rockets or missiles. So out of all these place markers, there may just be like a few locations that are affected. Just because I guess, there's like a certain degree of uncertainty exactly where they're going to land. So right now, only these ones right here are still in play. Tel Aviv is down here. So yeah, I guess this is like it's the Haifa area. There's Haifa, but I don't know. It was even kind of like not just Haifa, but like north and northeast. And then here's the Golan Heights right here. This is where Adam Eliyahu Berkowitz lives. He lives in the Golan. So say a prayer for him and say a prayer for everybody that's there, both in Israel and Iran, all innocent people. Everyone that doesn't want to be involved in this, the victims of this, please pray for them. Okay, it looks like there aren't any more alerts for right now. Okay, well, seems like that has started. Let me see if X has anything to say about it. If that was from Hezbollah or not. I'm going to turn the volume up just a little bit so I can hear it if there's more. How am I not seeing any posts about this yet? Let me refresh. Okay, here's some, but there really isn't any information about it. Um, what about the news websites? Well, the last update from BBC says IDF says Iran has fired missiles in response to attack. Now, I don't know if what just happened was from Iran or if it was from Hezbollah. Oh, here's something that's brand new. Israel intercepting strike threats. Full IDF statement. A short while ago, sirens were sounded in several areas across the country following the identification of missiles launched from Iran toward the state of Israel. The public is requested to follow the instructions of the Home Front Command. At this time, the Israeli Air Force is operating to intercept and strike threats where necessary to remove the threat. The defense is not hermetic, and therefore it is essential that the public continue to adhere to the Home Front Command's guidelines. The public is requested to continue to follow the instructions of Home Front Command. So is that is that what those alerts were for? Iran Spectator, they're not quoting any other news outlet or anything. I don't know if this is just like a private account, but it has a blue check mark. So, and I see them from time to time. They say that the head of the judiciary in Iran was eliminated. Three minutes ago, sirens were sounded in several areas across the country following the identification of missiles launched from Iran toward Israel. At this time, the Israeli Air Force is operating to intercept and strike threats where necessary. Okay, so that's like a repeat of what we already read. So maybe that was it. Maybe there were missiles that were headed toward that area. I mean, there isn't anything so far reporting that anything in Israel was struck. Another quote from the Trump video. I'm seeing this on a couple different posts. The lives of American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in a war. OSIN Technical says U.S. forces have hit a number of Iranian naval bases on the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman so far this morning, as Trump says the U.S. seeks to destroy Iran's navy. Are these new? No, it doesn't seem like it. Oh no, I accidentally clicked on something. Um, there's a report. I can't verify this. I do more or less trust this account, but take this with a grain of salt. Iranians received this on their phones. Help has arrived. When the time for revenge comes, the forces of the oppressive regime will be punished for their dark and criminal actions against the pure Iranian people. Anyone who joins in the defense and protection of Iranian soil will be forgiven. Let me check the chat. um, JT says Mayatosi's channel. He had information that thousands of Republican Guard troops were defecting, but they were quote unquote re-educated. Ben B says, I love being in the Kansas City Temple. Maybe I'll see you there sometime. It's possible. I'm starting to go more often now. Mrs. Chef Yoda, we finally got our land announced for our temple to be built. Awesome. Were you the one that you're also here in Missouri, or am I thinking of somebody else? Are you talking about the Springville temple? Cindy Donkin, Trump said that we are not doing this. Okay, we are not doing this for now, but we're doing it for our future. Brooke Bowden just got a missile warning alert for Israel. That must have been earlier. Yeah, people are saying sirens. Super chat from Geoffrey. What is your favorite Bible translation other than the King James Version? I was using the ESV. I don't have another favorite because I've never used any of the other ones. So I have no opinion about that right now. But thanks for the super chat. Deanne says, could this be a way for the gospel to accelerate in the area? Yeah, it could be. Well, I don't know. No, I'd say it's sorry. I'd say it's doubtful, unless they were refugees that end up going to another country where there are missionaries. Even if they successfully topple the regime, it'll probably remain an Islamic country. Because like you have Muslim countries like United Arab Emirates, where it feels almost like a Western nation. Literally, I'm not exaggerating, about 80% of the population are foreigners. That's why like they're wanting to really engage with like the West, and there's all sorts of businesses that operate out of there. And so that's why like they invited our church to build a temple in United Arab Emirates. That's why. But even with a country like that, we don't have missionaries. So, excuse me. Mrs. Chef Yoda says, no, I am not in Missouri. Well, which temple are you talking about then? Let me know which temple. It seems like things have quieted down. Mario Nafal, who is credible, said Trump just said the war with Iran will see many American troops fall. Okay, here's another alert right now. This time, Tel Aviv seems to be the primary area of this attack. I wonder if this is going to be it for this round. I'm so curious to see what Iran is going to be capable of doing. Um, how many are they going to be able to launch before all their stockpiles are destroyed? How much has already been destroyed by the United States and Israel? Earlier in the stream, they said that was like one of the primary objectives in the beginning was to take out the missile launcher sites and stockpiles. More alerts for the same area. During the 12-day war, it seemed like what happened was several times a day there would be ballistic missile attacks, like maybe 3-4 times a day. And it felt like there was just kind of like a back and forth between Israeli strikes and then missile attacks. I wonder if it's going to be the same thing here, or if the United States and Israel will be very successful at taking out their missiles and then they won't be able to do much. Like I don't really know what to expect. There's more and more. Again, I'm wondering how many, if any, have come from Hezbollah so far. I'm checking X on my phone. This isn't really new, but I-24 News says Netanyahu says operation's goal is to create conditions allowing Iranians to seize their own fate. All I'm seeing is posts about early detection of Iranian missiles. Nothing yet about Hezbollah. According to Noga Tarnopolsky, this was 48 minutes ago, but IDF mobilizes reservists across all units, including forces to be deployed along the Lebanese and Syrian borders. You know, Iran has made claims that they can sink American ships. I kind of doubt that. I don't think that they have that ability, or if they did, they'd be taken out first. We were just reading that the United States has the goal of, I guess, destroying their navy, and already several of their naval installations have been attacked. There haven't been any reports of the Iranians firing at American bases so far. because that was one of the main threats. Both threats against, the fleet that's there, as well as American bases in the region. Yeah, all these posts are saying that these alerts are from Iranian missiles. So not from Hezbollah, not from Yemen. Here's some more. Looks like that's in the very, very far north, right near Syria. It's like in the extreme north of the Golan Heights. Sorry, let me put it on the screen right here. Oh, there's some more over here to the west, closer to the Mediterranean Sea. It's like in the lead up to any war or operations, there's always a lot of talk about what each side is going to do, but you don't really know until it actually happens. What if this just like fizzles out? What if the Iranians don't take the government? What happens then? I don't think that's what's going to happen, but it's a possibility. All right, it looks like the alerts are over. I need to get to bed at some point. Now it's 2:32. Do you guys think that Hezbollah is going to get involved? Let me know in the chat or in the comments if you're watching this after the fact. Mrs. Chef Yoda is in Rapid City. Okay. Or that's like, there's going to be the Rapid City Temple. Woodcraft Supply Corner. Do you think all of this is connected to Daniel? Yeah, potentially. Hawaii Gambit says NRSV is the best translation. Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. I think I did a little bit of research on that, and it seems like there's been a lot of effort put into it, from what I read. I think I read something from the church about that one, if I'm thinking of the same one. Brooke Bowden says, I remember they made an arms deal in like 2010. I don't remember all the details, but I remember thinking Ezekiel 37 or 38 seemed relevant to me for that at the time. What was that? I think that was another, like an early warning alert or something. So at Homefront Command, staying near protected space. Stay close to the protected space across the country. Okay, so don't think that the attack is over. Please be ready for more, essentially. Nate Sheltree Music says, I have read many translations, but the King James Version, I have found it to be the best. Patrick Mobile Homes, this could be the start of Armageddon, but maybe not. I pictured it as Russia and China attacking Israel also, like a huge war. This seems like a small conflict. Yeah, it could be. Or maybe it can get just really intense with all the players that are already there. Maybe there are some wild cards that nobody is expecting. Just, I don't know. It could be the classic view, which is, I think, your view of Russia, China, really big World War III. Maybe that's how it happens, or maybe not. Hawaii Gambit, Jared still awake with no coffee. Let's go, word of wisdom. I do have some, what's this called? Gatorade Zero. You know, that, like the powder that you mix in with water. Um, I think I'm gonna wrap it up just because I I have to, but no doubt we're going to be covering this more over the next few days as things develop. Say a prayer for all the innocent people that are caught up in this. Um, I hope that this is it. Not that I want a big war or people to suffer, but I would love for the second coming to just happen. But the best that we can do is just wait and see how things transpire. So, thanks for staying up with me. Um, things can happen at any time. So that's the moral of the story of this live stream. Just at a time that you don't expect, it can just happen. All right. Oh, hold on just really quick. There's some more alerts. Let's take a look at that really quick. Oh, this time, uh, Jerusalem is one of the areas that's getting alerts. Jerusalem and the northern part of Israel, including Haifa, and part of the Golan Heights. So far, there haven't been any videos of like missiles in the air. To me, like missiles in the air above Israel. Last time with the 12-day war, there were plenty of videos showing missiles in the skies above Tel Aviv and other places, and the Iron Dome intercepting those missiles. And man, holy cow. Some more alerts for Jerusalem, Haifa, south of Jerusalem, most likely including, oh, not for Bethlehem. Wow, this is kind of crazy. Israel radar 7 minutes ago. So far, very limited Iranian missile fire at Israel, likely due to disruption of preemptive Israeli U.S. strikes. But let's see what comes next. Well, right after you posted that, we started getting all this, so I don't know. This feels pretty substantial, but I feel like it's going to feel more like a threat once videos start coming in, if they do. So far, I'm not seeing anything. Oh, there's some more. There's one down by Gaza. And more. I'm seeing an old post from Alex Ruffaglu. This was from 5 hours ago. State Department. All Americans, including dual nationals currently in Iran, should leave immediately. Man, 5 hours ago. It may have been too late. There's more and more coming in. Let me refresh X here. So I'm wondering if they're like successfully intercepting all these before they get into Israeli airspace, because I really think that we would be seeing some videos by now. Um, Here's one from Sprinter Press from Haifa, but I don't even know what it's a video of. Like it doesn't show anything that looks like a missile. I don't know what this video is of. Oh, here comes some more. 10 minutes ago, Emmanuel Fabian, one missile launched from Iran towards central Israel was intercepted by air defenses. Just one? Um, I don't know. Okay. I'm so curious to see if they're just going to fire off everything that they have. I know I sound like a broken record, but they must know that it's over. So it's like your two options are fire off everything that you have and or get out of Dodge. Like I feel like those are the only two options for them. This right here feels like it's going on for a while based on my previous experience watching these things. It feels like it's going on for a longer period of time, but I don't know for sure. I'm gonna update X again. Um, you know, just more posts talking about the fact that these alerts are based on missile launches from Iran. So nothing from Hezbollah yet. No one's reporting Hezbollah or Yemen. Um, well, this is from 18 minutes ago from Emmanuel Fabian. There are no reports of injuries following Iran's ballistic missile attack on northern Israel. At least 2 missiles were fired, with one reportedly striking an open area. Oh, here's one video. Footage shows air defense interceptors being launched across northern Israel. All right, so there's one video, but it only shows the launch of interceptors, according to this. Okay, the U.S. name for this operation appears to be Operation Epic Fury, because that's from a post from the Department of War. Operation Epic Fury. And I'm still not sure what the Israeli operation is called because I saw 2 different names. The one I think it's called is Lion's Roar, but another person was reporting that it's Shield of Judah, so I'm still not clear on that. 4 minutes ago from Noga Tarnopolsky, here we go again, massive booms over Jerusalem just now. She posted that 4 minutes ago. Sprinter Press posted a video saying Iranian missiles struck Galilee, and there's some smoke in the video, but I can't tell if it actually like hit a building or anything. A video, excuse me, a video from Iran Spectator. A video, the caption says, "Celebrations have erupted in the streets of Iran. This is the final war." And it just has like a video of what looks like elementary school kids on a playground. Yeah, it totally looks like an elementary school. Okay, so this might be it for me. I might go to bed now. I'll just give it a couple more seconds. If the alerts start coming in again, then I'll stay, because I'm just curious to see like how long this is going to go for. Geoffrey says, "What app has that siren?" It's Sofar, TZOFAR, Sofar, red alert. Hawaii Gambit says, "Let's hope Iran doesn't unleash sleeper cells in the U.S." Yeah, I know that's... Oh, here we go. Here's some more. This is around the Sea of Galilee. I don't know exactly where Megiddo is, but I think it's around this area. This is... initially, this feels kind of crazy. I really don't think I've seen like missile alerts go on for this long. I could be wrong. It's been a while since we've seen this, but it feels like this is a longer attack. Iran Military Daily. I don't know if that's a private account or not. It has a blue check mark. They posted, "Leave Tel Aviv immediately." Yeah, dang, this is just... it's like one of those things where I can't look away, because like, are they firing everything off right now? I don't know. Are they trying to fire everything off before it's all taken out? That is actually my best guess, I think. Because the United States and Israel knew that this was going to happen. We read earlier in the stream that those were among the initial targets, were missile launcher sites and stockpiles. So if you know that these are your last moves, you would probably want to send them off as soon as possible. Unless they have reason to believe that it's going to take the US and Israel a while to take them out. I don't know the the military reality of the situation, so I can't speak to that. There's just more and more and more. This is kind of crazy. Mario Nafal from 23 minutes ago. People in Tehran say the government hasn't told them what to do. No sirens went off when the strike started. State radio and TV aren't giving any instructions or where to go or how to stay safe. Source New York Times. Trying to see if there's anything else that's new on my phone. Emmanuel Fabian says 14 minutes ago, sirens sound in Jerusalem and the surrounding area following the launch of ballistic missiles from Iran. So still just reports of Iran firing missiles, nowhere else. 32 minutes ago from UK report, attacks against oil and gas infrastructure in southern Iran. The Spectator Index reports Jordan says its Air Force is undertaking drills to defend its airspace. Oh, and there's more alerts. I don't know if I'm going to bed tonight. I may not go to bed. And the problem is, I'm not trying to be insensitive here. Okay, let's not talk about me going to bed. Let's just see what happens. This is potentially major history unfolding right now. Especially if somehow it leads to Armageddon. I need to know, for those of you that have followed this type of thing before, like during the 12-Day War or other times, do you remember missile attacks going for this long? Is it just me where it feels like this has been going on for a while? Relative to all other missile attacks that I have witnessed and monitored like this one feels like it's going really long. I don't know if I'm just misremembering things. Israel radar. Missile alerts across Israel, including Jerusalem area. Most missiles intercepted, IDF says, according to Channel 12. This is the first wave of Iranian retaliation. Drones likely also heading toward Israel. In parallel, Israel and US will be launching more strikes on Iranian launch sites. Iran will have trouble carrying out major missile attacks as war continues. Yeah, I wish I could just somehow know like what percent has been taken out already by the United States and Israel. Like, are we talking about just like 10%? Have they taken out 50%? Like how much further do they have to go? You know, imagine a scenario where only like 10% has been taken out. Um, like I said before, it would seem like you would want to hurry up and do. If that's the plan, if they're like, no, we're not going back to talks, this is not going to happen, this is the end. If that's the plan, then it would seem that you would just fire off everything as fast as you possibly could. I, excuse me, I saw a few posts like a couple days ago that said that Hezbollah had put out a statement saying that they would join in if this was more than just limited strikes. If it was just limited strikes, they would not join. So I don't know if that was a correct report, if they actually said that, but I don't know. Okay, I'm not seeing anything new really. If these alerts right here go away, and if it stays that way for about like 1 minute, then I'm going to end the stream. And you know what? As long as my wife agrees, I'm still going to watch How Ridiculous because I need that every night. I can't just, it's hard for me just to go straight to bed. I can do it, but it's like I need to unwind, especially this. This is a little bit stressful to watch. And it's just one of those days. I guess I'll just sleep really good tomorrow night before church. Get like 10 to 12 hours of sleep or something. Okay, here we go. There are no active alerts right now. So I'm going to start it right now. So the stream is at 2 minutes. Sorry. It's getting late. Okay, it's at 2 hours, 8 minutes, 30 seconds right now. So if we make it to 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 30 seconds, then I'm going to end the stream. Oh boy. I feel really bad for everybody that's being affected by this over there. It would not be fun to have your life interrupted by having to run to the bomb shelter. Or, you know, in Iran, the civilians that are not receiving instructions of what to do, how to stay safe, not knowing if the regime is going to be gone or not, if things are maybe going to get worse for them, if things don't turn out, if things don't work out to their favor. It's just, it's not good. It's not good at all. Okay. 2 minutes. Oh my gosh, Jared, dude, seriously. 2 hours, 9 minutes, 30 seconds. We've gone a full minute without alerts. So I'm going to sign out now. Just really quick, Woodcraft Supply Corner says BYU Jerusalem is closed till late April. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Earlier we were checking if they had put anything out. JT, how ridiculous! I'm in Perth and haven't heard of it. I will have a look. I need a laugh too. You'll love them. I think they're great. Yeah, they talk about Perth all the time. So, okay. Thank you for joining me. Have a good rest of your night or day, depending on where you are in the world. And we'll probably end up talking about this more. In the meantime, I have a video scheduled for tomorrow morning. And then I'll keep scheduling my videos out, and we'll probably be doing some live streams over the next few days, depending on what happens. But that's going to be it for